Hello, my friends, soon to be friends, soon to be friends that are here, will be here, but we'll see. I am, let's see, I just finished getting car insurance for the first time in a very long time. Um, I sold my car. I think this is right at the beginning of the pandemic because it was old. It was a 2001 Subaru Outback. I think it was 2001. I loved it actually. Fixed my glasses. Um, and all right, as weird as it sounds, guys will make fun of me. Aside from a brief flirtation with Mustangs when I was in my teens, and it was brief and it was a very light flirtation. Um, 1965 Mustangs, because it was the year I was born. The only car I ever wanted was an Outback, Subaru Outback. So go ahead, call me a soccer mom. I can take it. I put up with it. Um, but I loved that car. I had it for a long time. But the I couldn't get it. I couldn't get the admissions taken care of because the something went bad. I forget, and I was unable to um, get the admissions to pass the test, and I couldn't afford to go ahead. Sorry, playing hand of my cat, and I couldn't afford to get it fixed. I think I like needed a whole new thingamabob or whatchamacallit or jigamaboo. Sorry, don't mean to use those technical mechanical terms. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. Hey, Ash and Joe Delaney. How are you guys? So anyway, I wasn't driving it. We just were hit with the COVID shutdown. I had lost my business. I wasn't driving anywhere. I was caring for my father. So I sold my car very cheaply, but happily. So even though I did love the car. Um, so the only car I needed was my dad's car. He couldn't drive anymore. And I only drove to take him to appointments, doctor's appointments. And then, even then, with the shutdown, I didn't have to take him to appointments for a while. When he passed away, I inherited his car. Some technical stuff. It took me a long time to finally get it in my name. The insurance policy ran out and the registration ran out. But it is finally in my name and I finally got insurance. Tomorrow I will take care of registration. And I'm back on the road for all of the 2 miles that I drive once a week to go to the supermarket. But maybe I'll go to the bookstore. Who knows? Ash says, I'm good. And you? And let's see. Ash says, also my sister says hi. Hey, hi to your sister. I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to get that technical stuff taken care of. No one likes it, you know? You can do so much online nowadays, which is a big help. It beats having to go to DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, um, and all that other stuff. Hey, I need to put out um, our friend Barb is back in the hospital. I got a message from Wolf. She isn't feeling too well. I don't know the exact issues. I don't really need to know the exact issues. All we need to know is we have a friend who is not well. She's in the hospital. Her um, partner is suffering as well, as we all do when someone we care about is sick. So, sending out prayers to Barb. Ash says, my sister says you're a generous person and you're kind as well. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Tell your sister I said thank you. I do my best. I do my best to navigate through life with forgiveness, with kindness, and humbleness. Those three things. And through humbleness is my um, defenselessness as well. A lot of people are like, why do you want to be defenseless? That's horrible. People will take advantage of you. Except true defenselessness. True. Meaning not the facade of pretending that you're weak. True defenselessness means you have nothing or very little to actually defend. I don't have a reputation that I hold on to that I need to defend. I don't have an attitude. I don't have opinions. I don't have beliefs that I need to defend. Open to everything to the extent that I'm capable at this point in my life. So what do I have to defend? Nothing, which is a all-powerful feeling, because people think that, going on the offense, surging ahead is power, but then you're always having to defend that power, which puts you in a weakened position. But when you're willing to let things go, when you're willing to consider other people's opinions, to honor other people's beliefs, and to not take my own self so seriously, it's an incredibly freeing feeling. Ash says, my sister joined the live. Welcome, sis. Awesome. We got the whole family. Lazy Editor says, hi, I'm Ash's sister. I'd like you live. I very much appreciate that, my friend. And I like that channel name. Do you know why? Because I might be the world's laziest editor. I'm so lazy in my editing, unless it comes up as an obvious sign on my spell check, I don't do anything at all. I don't even second read anything that I write. Sniper says, greetings, lazy editor and Ash. As a matter of fact, for a while, my spell check was broken. Didn't even notice. Lazy editor says, thank you. I'm lazy, but I try. That's the difference between you and I. I don't even try. Lazy says, my name is Natasha. You can call me Nats if you want. You can call her, sorry, Nats if you want. I will try to remember that. I'll be honest, I like lazy editor. Nayar, did I say that right? Omina TV says, hello, host. Hello, my friend. How are you? Squirrel Samper says, my sister is called Natasha too. Hey, isn't also Natasha Squirrel Sniper and Rocky and Bullwinkle? The squirrel, Rocky, Bullwinkle the moose, and I think they're arch nemesis. I don't remember the guy's name, but the woman's name was Natasha, I think. Let's see. Nayar says, hello, everyone. And like done, much appreciated. So she's good, thanks. Let me know how I'm doing pronouncing your name. Jace, my friend, how are you? Let's see. Nayar says she is from Mombasa, Kenya. Well, welcome. Kenya. I have not been there, but it's such a beautiful nation. Ash says, hey to Jace. What's new, my friend Jace? Jace, I see you are back to 1K subscribers. I was a little, what's the word I'm looking for? My heart dropped when I saw that you had went down to like 960 or 970 after hitting 1K, but I see you are back to 1K. Awesome. Hey, Pancake. Pancake says, like done, much appreciated. Pancake says, much love, brother. Much love to you, my friend. Ash says, where's the poop howdy, Jace? This is true. We did not get a poop howdy. Sniper says, that's correct. The main antagonist. There's a lesson in slowing down. And most of the adventures are the two Russian-like spies, Boris and Natasha, both working for the Nazi-like dictator, the fearless leader. I thought so, but it's been such a long time. Surprised they haven't made a movie, a film of that. Or maybe they have. Upside Down Wink says, I found this randomly. I'm not subscribed. Were you... well, maybe you will by the end of the live stream, or maybe you will not make it to the end of the live stream. Probably high probabilities for both. It's a fairly, you said you found this randomly. This is a pretty random live stream. Talk about whatever. I talk a lot about yoga, meditation, breath work, creativity, inspiration, but also whatever pops up. There says, where are you streaming from? I'm in the United States, the East Coast, in the state of Maryland. Upside Down says, and bye. That was quick. There says, Jumbo Sana. What does that mean, my friend? Joe says hello to Pancake. Joe says, okay, thanks. So, hey, with a couple new people, I know Upside Down left. Perfect opportunity, though, to connect with each other. Connect with Joe Delaney, connect with Jace, Squirrel Sniper, and Ash, Natasha. Who did I forget? Did I forget to say Pancake? I hope not. Anyway, it is a good opportunity. Everyone can connect. I'm going to cruise on over to Joe Delaney. And she is at 626 subscribers. You might not know this about Joe Delaney. I've been having some talks on live streams with a friend I met through Joe. And I'm absolutely really glad that I have. Goga. Yoga with Goga. He is a yogi after my own heart. He's someone who actually started out doing Ashtanga yoga, which is a very physical form of yoga asanas, which doesn't place a high emphasis on the traditional yogic path. Not that it ignores it entirely, but it just doesn't place that emphasis on it. But he's more and more has been turning towards the deep spiritual path and psychological path that yoga offers. Anyway, many people might not know this, but from my conversations with Goga, he has mentioned that Joe Delaney is a very, very demure young lady. So I thought I would drop that. I actually told Goga that I would drop that next time I had an opportunity to have a conversation with Joe. So just think of that. A very demure young lady. So, Ash says, join the Discord, Yogi. All thanks to Prescott. I have a Discord? What do you mean I have a Discord? The last I remember, and this was months and months and months ago, Prescott said, hey, Yogi, I'm going to start a Discord for you. And I said, no, that's okay. I would never use it. And that's the last I've heard about it. So I have a Discord. Skits is here. Evening, afternoon, my yogi friend. Hope you're well. I am, Skits. How are you? Skits says evening chat. These here. Lee, my friend, how are you? Nero says, bye, everyone. Goodbye, my friend. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out for a bit. Ash says, hello, it's good to Lee. It's called The Basement. Ash says, I'm still in it. Laughing. Well, this is news to me. Ash, you are officially in charge of the Discord. Skid says hi to Ash. Dottie is here. Dottie, my friend, how are you? I saw you update on Instagram. I think it was last night or today. Maruko, my friend, how are you? I'm practicing. I got your name written in my book. I do my best not to keep making the same mistake, but saying I do my best doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen. But I try. Excuse me, guys. I am suffering from... I'm not suffering. Allergies. So we're going to see if our friend Eric Lapointe shows up. I'm curious about how he's feeling after 1,000 burpees yesterday. Dottie says, I'm good, thanks, Eric. I'm glad to hear that. Timo is here. Timo is down to only needing 164 watch hours until he's fully monetized. And there's at least 5 days held, so it's almost there. We just need to make sure that the hours don't drop more than the hours that he earns. So if you get the opportunity, watch a video. Lazy Editor, also known as Natasha, also known as Nats, is Ash's sister, as she says. So we're welcoming the whole family. Lazy Editor is back. He says, nice to see you all, folks. Hope everyone is well. Thanks, Lee. Skid says, yeah, I'm good. Apart from I have a bad shoulder after lifting weights and a bad neck. After a combination between me and my brother balancing things on our head at a competition. Who won the competition? And what did you balance on your head? Skid says, good, definitely not God. Dottie says, thanks for checking out my Instagram, Eric. You're welcome. Let's see, Optimob says, Lazy Editor, cool name. That's the same thing I said, Timo. I'll tell you who is not a lazy editor, Optimob. He is an editor extraordinaire. And we have our friend Flower in the house. Sneaking in. Dottie says hi to everyone. Angel just says, Ash here. She certainly is. Her sister's here too. GB Swimmer says, tell me a joke. You know what? I'm not really a joke teller. I joke a lot, almost constantly, much to the annoyance of Mocha, my ex-ish wife. But I don't do, like regular jokes. I'm not even sure if I know a regular joke, to be honest with you. So instead, GB Swimmer, if you could tell me a joke, I'll try to remember it. And then the next other person who comes in and says, tell me a joke, I'll say, well, I heard this one from my friend GB Swimmer. Lazy Editor's got a joke. Awesome. Lazy Editor comes to my aid. Delivery Dragon says, got a joke too. All right, guys, let's hear it. C. Peyton, our friend Kathy is here. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Kathy, thank you for the kind words on my writing this morning. Let's see. Timo says, by the way, later is a little premiere with the birthday celebration of Bax and Anne's song. made the music for Bax. So yesterday was Bax's birthday. I don't remember. You said 2 years? Second birthday. Yep, I just clicked on it. So you guys, you don't want to miss this. Bax the Wonder Dog, 2 years old, with a special song by a friend. Skid says, Erica, I'm winning. I managed to balance my BMX on my head. Why isn't this on your YouTube channel? Why am I not seeing Sean balancing a BMX bike on his head? More importantly, why is the world being deprived of watching Sean balance a BMX bike on his head? I gotta say, it's ridiculous that we all don't get to see this. Dottie says, love a good joke. Flower says, hi to Miss Peyton. For those who don't know, angel dust is flour. And everyone knows flour. Ash says, thank you, I'll accept now. Kathy says, you're welcome. Daisy Editor says, what do you call a deer with no nose? I don't know. No idea. No idea. That was good. That was good. That is definitely a dad joke. Timo says, that is always so kind from Anne. I'm looking forward to the premiere. Dottie says, oh, hello, Flower Angel. Ash says she didn't get it from Flower. She got the joke, though. Daisy Editor says, I like your live streams. Well, thank you. Timo says it's not too long, 15 minutes. Perfect length. Our friend Kayla Boo is here. Guys, Kayla is, I put her in the gaming genre, gamer genre, but she is, her heart too big to be in any single genre. All I can say about Kayla Boo, she's a friend. She's a friend to so many people, and she has a huge heart and a lot of endurance, because when she does a live stream, she's in it all the way, hours on end, always engaging, always happy. So don't forget to check out the upcoming premiere. The link was dropped by Optimob. This is to celebrate Bax the Wonder Dog's 2-year birthday. As well, you get to help out Optimob. Optimob is Timo, his partner Sabine, and Bax. And they got a wonderful channel, spreading beauty and positivity, spreading love. They only need 164 watch hours to go. They're probably already there, but we want to make sure that they're there. So you get to spend time with Bax. You can accomplish so much. One video. You get to spend time with Bax. You get to say hi to Timo and Sabine and all other friends. Because it's a premiere, you can meet other friends as well. Chat with people. You get to help out. Did I mention that? You get to help out Timo and Sabine. You also get to see the beauty of Timo's work. It's always a work of art. Let's see. Fell behind just a bit. Daddy says, what's brought by the yard, but worn on the foot? I don't know. Let me scroll down to see if I can get the answer. Not yet. Ash says, Flower, I typed just cheese. I don't see you. I'm not surprised that that is that. That is her name. All right. Op as an optimal. Timo, my name, and B, first letter of my last name. Op, Timo, B. Optimum. I don't know if I've ever said it correctly in all the time that I've been saying it. I do know that I say Timo correctly. Do you know why? Because our friend Timo was kind enough to send me a video of a YouTube video that he made of him saying, Eric, this is how you say it. It was a big help. I wish everyone would do that for me. Eric LaPointe, I was just talking about you. Wondering how you feeling today. Eric says, hey to Yogi in chat. Appreciate you guys being here. Carpet, bought by the yard, but used on the foot. Carpet. I wouldn't. Why wouldn't you get the answer? It seems so obvious, but when you're thinking about it, it doesn't come up at all. That is a very good one. Optimab says it's an artist name in every country, different pronounced. Awesome. That means I can't say it wrong. I like hearing that. Eric Point says I actually feel good. That's awesome. that shows you how well your practice has been going. Sign of a good practice is that you can do so much. Look at Burpee Reaper. He didn't train specifically for the Spartan race until just some extra grip stuff, a little bit of running 3 weeks before the race, but very little, and yet he rocked it. Eric LaPointe doesn't train to do 1,000 burpees, but his training supported him to do 1,000 burpees. Rona Boy says, I'm going to start learning Norwegian. Right now, this very moment. All right, let's go. Let's hear something. Editor says, the silence is loud. So if I miss something, guys, you know I fall behind. I apologize. Just shout it out. I'm glad you all guys were able to make a connection outside of the live stream. Big congratulations to Eric LaPointe for 1,000 burpees. I'm going to do an early congratulations to Optimob. As I mentioned, 164 watch hours from hitting that magical 4,000. Another congratulations to our friend Jace at 1,000 subs. Lots of stuff to celebrate, guys. Pretty soon, we're going to be celebrating our friend Dottie and the completion of her van. You guys can follow the journey from where it started. And she's also going to be doing a launch. I forget if you said live stream or a premiere. Kayla's still here. Thank you, Kayla. Eric Point says thanks. Let's see. Nat says, guys, I gotta take a shut-eye. Bye, guys. Hey, lazy editor, thank you for showing up. Appreciate you. Flower says, I need 2 more days and I'll be back to being me. Awesome. Let's see. Av1611 joined here. Timotheus. Man, that is a mouthful. Do you know any scriptures that declare Jesus as God, the Son, and he uses specific terminology? I don't offhand. I think if our friend Walking with Goldie was here, she probably would. I don't know as he actually spoke that way. He had said that the only way through his Father was through him, but was he referring to him, Jesus the person, Jesus the ego, or him as the Christ, which is an energy, which is a state of consciousness and not an actual person? He wasn't Jesus Christ, Jesus the Christ, and which is why he said that the only way through him, the only way through God consciousness is through God consciousness. The only way to Christ consciousness is through Christ consciousness. But you might know better. Av says, I know he only calls himself the Son of God. Trinitarians, they twist the scripture and they say God is the Son, but the Bible never says God the Son. It only says Son of God. So what are you thinking? What's your take on that? My own thought is, we were also declared sons of God. Jesus also said that the kingdom of heaven is within. All of that, to me, symbolizes Christ consciousness. I think more telling is like the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Gnostics, early Christian mystics, I think, had a better handle on how things actually were. Ash says, was it your sister just texted and said you have cool friends? I gotta admit, Flower's pretty cool. Flower's pretty cool. Squirrel Sniper's pretty cool. Dottie, Eric LaPointe, both really cool. Joe Delaney's really cool. Timo's really cool. You know what, though? Timo's not quite as cool as Bax. Bax might be the coolest of all. Kayla's awesomely cool. Me, not so much. However, I used to be cool back in the day. In select crowds with certain people. If you were a deadhead in the 1980s, you would have thought that I was awesomely cool. Ash says, Lies, you're very cool. Well, that's much appreciated. I might be so awkward that I come full circle and bring it around to being cool. I think that is that's my best line of defense. So I was mentioning at the beginning of the chat, Joe Delaney was here about my finally getting a fully insured car. Finally getting a car in my name. I sold my car like 2020 as it wasn't going to pass the emissions. I couldn't afford to get it to pass the emissions. And COVID come along. I shut down my business. I was taking care of my father, so I used his car. When he passed away, I inherited his car, but we had a lapse in insurance, which caused a lapse in the registration, which was just complicated. But about a week ago, I got the title. It's in my name. I got insurance today. Tomorrow, I'm going to register, hopefully online, and I'm good to go. I got a car, insurance, and it's registered, and I have absolutely no place to go. Except maybe the supermarket. Av says that's a pain in the butt. Yeah, it is, for sure. All little technical stuff. But I was mentioning earlier, at least most of it can be done online now. That I don't have to go place to place to place. And hopefully I won't have to go back to DMV. It's not that bad. There's one up the street, probably less than 3 miles from my house, and it's right next to a used bookstore. So can't go wrong with that. We got some excellent advice from Av, but I hope everyone doesn't take this advice. Av says, you don't need a driver's license to drive a car. You only need it if you get stopped by a cop. This is absolutely true. However, do not take that advice. I sort of did for a while. I did drive with the car not registered. However, I didn't drive without insurance because, man, I didn't want to take that chance of if I inadvertently hurt someone, cause damage to someone else's car, that would have been bad. But I was willing to take that risk being an unregistered driver, just not uninsured. Score Sniper says, you are only the registered keeper. You never own that vehicle outright. How do you mean? In what way? I never take anything Squirrel Sniper says at face value, because there's always, or often, or mostly, a deeper philosophical implication underneath. Squirrel Sniper says the vehicle definition, good for profit. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to keep it. Mocha wants me to trade it in and get another Subaru Outback again for guys who might have just come in. Subaru Outback that's my previous car. The only car I've ever wanted, except when I was a teenager, because I wanted to look cool. I wanted a 1965 Mustang, but that was very brief. So go ahead and get your jokes out of the way. Do I have a coexist bumper sticker on the back? Am I a soccer mom? Am I going to pick the kids up, drive to a PTA meeting, all that other stuff? I've heard it all. But that car could get me through anything. Four-wheel drive. If you guys remember in the 90s, I think Eric LaPointe might remember this, Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee himself, drove Subaru Outback in all the commercials to get away from the bad guys. You think you can get away from Australian bad guys in your car? I don't think so. If you could, Crocodile Dundee would have been driving one of them, but he didn't. I've made my point. Let's see. Sniper says the government can scrap your vehicle If the road tax is unpaid in pound, then scrapped. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing that I'm still paying that the house I'm living in has been paid off in full for probably 40 years, and I still got to pay taxes on it. I don't mind paying county taxes. I don't mind paying my town taxes. I shouldn't be paying property taxes for something that is owned. Just my thoughts. Let's see. F says I'm a Fiat kind of guy. Joking. Um, did they still make Fiats? Those weren't bad looking cars. If you wanted a car that you could pick up and put in your pocket and walk away with, that car was perfectly fine. Sniper says when the new 2025 European law comes into place, then no hot welding will be carried out on any vehicle made before 2017. No doing up of retro cars. Why is that? Let's see. Eric says, yes, I remember, and it actually beat out most of the SUVs on off-road performance, which is why it was the car of Crocodile Dundee. Which was an awesome 1980s movie. Everyone should see that. Squirrel Sniper mentioned yesterday Man from Snowy River, another excellent 1980s movie. A scene that is burned in my memory when he goes down the mountain on his horse, when he jumps, leaps into the air. And literally, I think everyone in the movie theater, their hearts stopped. And then you heard the crack of the whip, the hoofs hit the ground, and down the mountain he went. He was literally the man from Snowy River. Excellent movie, by the way. Everyone should have a even if you weren't alive in the 1980s, everyone should have a favorite 1980s movie. So that brings up the question. What's your favorite 1980s movie? You got, I'm going to give you from 1979 to 1990. Demo says, Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen. Excellent pick. Excellent pick. It is as funny today as when I saw it in the movie theater. Squirrel Sniper says, Fiat cars, Fiat currency. Optimus says, excuse me, guys, the same in Germany, but the people don't really know that. Global warming agenda. Everyone's got an agenda, even the global. Optimus says, Squirrel Sniper, same with the house. Let's see. Sniper says, you know they made a sequel to The Man from Snowy River. I did know, and I did see it. It wasn't as good, and they tried to replicate all the key moments. But it wasn't bad. It's just, man, when you have a movie, a standalone movie that is just so excellent, it's going to be hard to top. Plus, you had Kirk Douglas in two roles. Two. And Kirk Douglas, man, what an actor. One of my all-time favorites. Tima says, makes me laugh. Makes me always laugh. Yeah, me too. One of those movies you can catch, at any point in the movie and watch, and it'll make you laugh. No matter how many times you see it. Renishri says, hello and namaste, Yogi and friends. Namaste to you, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Sniper says, spies like us. John Candy, right? Man, anything with John Candy. There's certain actors, no matter how bad the movie is, they elevate it. The worst movie with John Candy in it is still okay because it has John Candy in it. There's a few others like that as well. Timo says, yeah, Spies Like Us and all Chevy Chase. Yeah, he was big in the 80s. All of the vacation movies, all of them. Minishi says, hello to Eric. Christmas Vacation, awesome movie. But the original Vacation, remember, it had John Candy in it. Renee says Ghost is an awesome movie. It is. It is a really, and you fit it right in because it came out in 1990. Maybe it was 89. It might have been 1990. And I said we're going to do it from 79 to 1990. It's an 11-year span. Ghost makes it in, and Ghost was an awesome movie. It managed to be poignant, heartfelt, as well as funny. Timo says, I watched the movie even in summer. It's a sign of a good movie. Oh, that was a great movie. Gods Must Be Crazy. If you want to see a great movie of the African outback. Joe says, Saturday Night Live. Correction. Which, Saturday Night Live, Saturday Night Fever. Eric Point says, yes, Timo. Renishri says, Squirrel, wasn't that a South African production? It was. Eric Point says, I knew what you meant, Joe. I didn't see Joe's original comment. It was retracted before it caught my eye. Joe says, wait, 1977 was my movie, maybe a little early. We can accept it. I could go 2 years early. It was hugely, man, I was 12 years old, and all of my rock and roll friends, all the ones listening to Kiss and Foreigner and Boston, all of a sudden starting listening to disco. And I was like, what's going on with this? Squirrel says Spies was Chevy and Dan Aykroyd. Got it. No, not Candy. He was Stripes, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Both excellent movies. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He actually gives a really poignant performance when he finally admits that his wife passed away and he had no place to be for Christmas. Ministry says, okay, thanks. And Grease is a classic. Grease is a classic. Unfortunately, they made a Grease 2. Michelle Pfeiffer was in it. Go figure. Before she hit it big. It wasn't soon after when she did. Timo says, Squirrel Sniper, both very good actors. Early 19, it might have been right on the line as well. It might have been 79 or 1980. The Jerk with Steve Martin. Sniper says, yes to Renishri. All about perspectives. Oh, Joe says, yes, Saturday Night Fever. I said Staying Alive. Wasn't Staying Alive the sequel, which came out in 1980? Or in the early 1980s? It might have been 83. And by that time, disco was basically over. Um, Fortunately, back then. I've actually now have grown to like disco. Um, or some of disco. The That was actually directed by Sylvester Stallone. Joe says, and I still got it wrong. Not by much. Ministry says Saturday Night Fever, Travolta again. Man, how many times John Travolta has been up and down and up again and down again? He, after great movies in the 70s to the early 80s, Urban Cowboy, um, everything dropped off. And then he did one, what was it? Look Who's Talking with the babies. And he got back up again, and then he fell again. And then Pulp Fiction, which was a great movie. And he came up again, got a little full of himself, and dropped again. Eric Point says, it happens. I do it all the time. Eric Point says, when I was a kid, I'd like nothing but trouble. Understandable. You were probably a rambunctious kid, but we're talking about movies, Eric LaPointe. We're talking about movies, Eric LaPointe. Ministry says, I was born July 1977. 1977, that was a good year. I was 12 years old. Eric LaPointe is laughing. I was hoping he would. I knew he would get that joke, but I didn't want to be wrong. Ministry says, Olivia Newton-John was awesome in Grease. She was. She did both the good Sandy and the bad Sandy perfectly. And Richie says, yes, with Kirstie Alley. Yep, she was in it. John Travolta, her, and Bruce Willis, I think, was the voice, right? Voice of one of the babies. Richie says, thank you, Yogi. The 80s were my decade. Came of age, and then I started going to, I mentioned before, Grateful Dead shows. I started writing. I got very much interested in yoga and alternative philosophies, mainly New Age stuff. Nothing really deep. I read a lot of Carlos Castaneda, books on shamanism, things along those lines. It wasn't until the late 80s and early 90s when my yoga meditation started deepening. Timo's going to do a walk with Bax. Don't forget, guys, we have a premiere coming up for Optimob. Bax's second birthday. Premieres in about 2 hours. Well, let me refresh. Yep, premieres in 2 hours. 4:15. He said it's about 15 minutes. Renistry says Kirstie Alley was good friends with Kelly Preston. Yeah, they were, all of them were Scientologists, I believe. I was given a book on Scientology, and people thought that it would be, the people who gave it to me, I'd be a perfect fit for it, which might tell you too much. might tell you too much about me. I had little interest. I don't like tears. T-I-E-R? Or is it the I before? Or is, I think it's T-E-I-R. Where you reach a level of spirituality, higher levels, if you do certain things. Now, having said that, there's hey, Adventure Man is here. Hope all is well, bro. My birthday is on the 14th. Hey, it's September. Happy birthday, Noble. But the reason I'm saying, hey, it's September is because you told me something, and this was probably in the spring, that you were on a break until September from Facebook. And when that break was over, we were going to hook up so we'd be able to communicate better. Let me know if that is still going on. And also, what's up with watch hours? Are you fully monetized now? I don't remember. I knew you were getting close. Man, I miss talking to you. I don't know why I'm missing live streams. I just checked your channel to make sure that I'm updated on the subscriptions. So, hey, we need to have a birthday celebration. Adventure Man says, thank you, Eric. I would love to hook up. Start school on the 23rd. Awesome. Man, September is your month. It's going to be huge. Feels like all is right in the world now that we have Noble back in the chat. Eric Point says he is a busy man these days. So it seems. Busy man and 1 year older. So look me up on Facebook. Anyone can look me up on Facebook. Eric McCarty. You'll recognize me. I'm the bald guy with 2 dogs. Noble says, yes, sir. Busy. So yeah, I was talking about, the spiritual tiers. If you invest enough time, effort, and probably money, you get promoted in your spirituality. Never really sat right with me. With yoga, with meditation, even if you have a guru, if it's a good guru, it is not about uplifting your ego performance, but recognizing the ego in all of that and learning to see through it, holding it lighter. But to say I've reached level 5 in anything like that, should let you know. It should be a warning post, a signpost for spirituality gone wrong. Asia, my friend, how are you? Asia says howdy, y'all. See, Noble says I did a 10K at 6 p.m. yesterday. So a race or on your own? Asia says, I'm good. How are you, Eric? I'm good, Asia. Thank you for asking. I'm hanging out with my friends. One of the best parts of my day, and my day is filled with best parts. I go from one best part to the next best part. Noble says, my own live streaming. Nice. So, man, I don't like that I'm missing this stuff. I think somehow Adventure Man slips through, where Noble never slipped through. Adventure Man is slipping through. I'm going to do my best to fix that. Because, you know, I'm missing all the adventures. Asia said, well, that's great, Eric. Thank you, Asia. Hey, no pressure, my friend. But anytime you would like to share any writing with me, let me know. I am subscribed to you on Medium. So I need to make sure to keep checking. Sorry, guys, I got slightly distracted. There we go. Asia says, okay, will do. Thanks, much appreciated. I do enjoy your writing, and it helps. It helps people. My own view, writing's not finished until I share it. It's not finished until someone else's eyes are laid upon the words. They don't have to like it. They don't have to find it meaningful. As a matter of fact, when I'm done writing, for me to post it is my way of saying goodbye to the words. They were gifted to me, and now I release them so that I can go on to the next day. It's just like the empty page returning to its emptiness so that it can always be continuously refilled. If I hoard my words, it's because I'm judging my words. And if I'm judging my words, it means that I'm not accepting my own self-worth. I'm saying this isn't good enough to put out in the world, which is reflected then in my writing. So just by releasing, continuously refreshed. And the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells, I wanted to talk about this in my yoga room, the members room, on karma yoga. Karma yoga being the yoga of selfless service. But we should never leave out ourselves from that selfless service. And inspiration and creativity is self-love in its highest form. That we are opening ourselves up to receive wisdom and inspiration in spirit, inspire. So I place the highest premium on creativity, as it's a gift. It's a gift from God, gift from the universe. Everyone should you take time to exercise, you take time to hopefully meditate or to do breath work or all of the above. You take time for your emotional health, your mental health. You take time for your family. You should always take time to be inspired and to allow it to be expressed creatively in your life somehow, even if it's just doing origami or writing a haiku. But do it daily, every single day. Otherwise, I don't want to say it's not worth doing, but it becomes unappreciated if you don't do it daily. Inspiration needs to be courted. It's always present. It's always available. But if we don't notice it, we shut off that valve. And then we fall into that, I have writer's block. I can't write. There's always something to write about, including writing about not being able to write. Imagine that. Some of my favorite writing, some of the favorite things that I've written about has been feeling like I have nothing to write about. And then surprising myself with all the things that I do. It's a sign, it's a practice of gratefulness, which is the same as I mentioned the prayer I say every morning of simply saying thank you. Because when you say thank you, you're shown, revealed all the things to be thankful for. I had a friend who had notebook after notebook of circles that he drew, always attempting to do the perfect circle for him each day, whatever that might be. I never asked him, did you achieve it? Did you ever achieve the perfect circle? But I think he would have said that each attempt was perfect in its own way. It didn't have to be a perfect finished circle. The perfection was in the attempt of trying every single day. So that was kind of long-winded. I apologize. One of my all-time favorite things to talk about, though. And I think the last big long-winded conversation I had about inspiration and creativity was once again sparked by our friend Asia. So I very much appreciate that, my friend. My cat's meowing at me. So I think in just a minute, we made that hour mark. I'm gonna wrap things up for the afternoon. I'll be back in the evening. So we were talking about movies for anyone who made it through all the way to this point. 1980s movies. Really fun conversation. But let me put one other question out before I wrap it up. What are you doing creatively every day? I know Eric LaPointe, Nature Shorts. The great thing about art, you are the one that gets to define it. No one else. No one else can look at it and say, this is an art. Only you. Is it art for you? Are you putting your heart and your soul and your creative endeavors into it? Then it's art, no matter what it is. How could it not be? As you are literally a co-creator of the universe, creation itself, expressed through and as you. Renishri says, I'm going through a depressive episode, so not doing much lately. Hey, Renishri though, how about if you write, if you enjoy writing, whatever your favorite form of expression might be, how about if you allowed your depression to be expressed through some type of art? It could be journaling, could be just nature photography with your camera, or abstract objects with your camera, or whatever. Writing a journal and expressing your depression, expressing what you're feeling right now, only has to be for you. Or if you want, you can always share it with me. I will give you my email address. But it's a way, anytime we're feeling from my own, what used to be a battle with depression to now experiencing depression on an entirely different way. It's no longer a battle. It's the same thing. The depression itself hasn't changed. What's changed is my refusal to fight it. refusal to say, I'm depressed and I want out of this. Because now I'm adding suffering to the depression, and that never helps, ever. So at some point in my life, I got tired of suffering, knowing that I was still going to be depressed, but I didn't want to suffer for my depression. Depression is hard enough as it is without adding a degree of psychological suffering to it. And just that little insight, that expression, that depression is there, but it's not who I am. I am not depressed. Depression is present. Depression is present through me, but it isn't me. It's a cloud in the open sky of my true and original nature. I can just let it be. I don't have to do anything. It's okay to be depressed. And when I realized that, everything got lighter. Hey, Anna Greek is here. Hello, my friend. It's been a few days. Reese says, yes, absolutely, Yogi. So, I know I'm not supposed to do this. If our friend Nightwatcher was here, he would yell at me. But this isn't like the hugely important, excuse me, email address. So send me an email and feel free to share. Or if you just want to chat, anytime. Anna Greek says, depression and joy fluctuate because the corresponding neurotransmitters do the same thing. Interesting. It seems to be a really important insight. Appreciate you sharing that. Hey, I believe our friend Cuban Crisis just went live. Message popped up. Vinishi says, thank you, Yogi. I really appreciate you. Absolutely. I love doing it. I love being there for people in a creative way to help them express themselves. Might be the only thing I'm really good at. Anna Greek says, we all appreciate Yogi. Thank you, Anna Greek. I appreciate that. So I mentioned, I was mentioning to Noble about look me up on Facebook. If anyone is on Facebook and they want to connect, Eric McCarty, just look me up. It's always fun to have another platform to hang out with people where it's not quite as me talking and other people typing. Well, on Facebook, everyone is connected, you know? See, I knew it. As soon as I did it, Nightwatcher shows up and says, hello, AOL. Really, dude? I knew it was going to happen. When she says, I joined Facebook. Thank you. That would be awesome. Nightwatcher says that's like 30 years old. It is about 30 years old. Oh, no, not quite, actually. It's not my original email address. But I kept it. Actually, man, I think my first email address was Comcast. And then I switched to Verizon, and I got a Verizon email. Verizon stopped doing emails, at least at the time, and they assigned me an AOL. And I've kept it, even though I also have Yahoo and Google. So this is the one that I'm not afraid to share. I do check it all the time, but it's not connected to anything of great importance. But I knew our friend Nightwatcher was going to show up. He could not resist. So in just a minute, we will shut things down for the afternoon. But again, I'll be back in about 2 hours or so. 2 hour-ish. Now what you say is everyone joined the Discord? Man, I mentioned months and months and months ago, I will probably never join Discord. You don't even truly know what Discord is. Now what you say is Ash is making it alive. You know what though? I'm happy. I probably won't actually. Rishi says, wait 1 second, Night Watcher. Yogi, do you still practice yoga? I do still practice yoga. Yoga is really my whole thing. What I do at 2:30 in the morning. Now, for me, my path of yoga is Raja Yoga, and the asanas only play a small role, just a small thing. So I'm up in the morning, and I do my breath work, and I meditate. My entirety of my path of my practice of yoga, as far as like where my heart lies, is meditation. So breath work, meditation. Then I do my asana practice afterwards, which is about 30 minutes. Nothing special. I do it to open up the energetic centers of the body. It helps me sit longer in meditation. And then I go out for a walk. Getting out in nature is important. It's an important aspect of Raja Yoga, which isn't actually discussed that often. And then I come back, I do my workout. I also write right after I do my yoga. I do my writing in the morning. But yeah, my entire life, all of it, from waking to sleeping, is yogic based, with practicing A Course in Miracles as well. So, Night Watcher, I'm really glad that you guys have Discord and are able to connect. I probably will never participate. I hope everyone else does. But this is a way of you guys getting a chance and a place to hang out. So it's absolutely awesome. Signature, my friend, how are you? So Ranish says, yes, I've heard of Raja Yoga. That's one of the 4 traditional paths. You have Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of devotion. You have Karma Yoga, which is the yoga of selfless service. You have Jnana Yoga, which is the yoga of knowledge, self-inquiry. And at one time or another, sometimes all of them, I will practice all of that. And then you have Raja Yoga. These are laid out in the Bhagavad Gita. Raja Yoga is the 8 limbs of yoga, the yoga of Patanjali. Night Watcher can feel free to correct me on me saying Patanjali. Night Watcher says, what even is Raja Yoga? I only know it's about being a king. Yeah, it's called Raja, meaning royal yoga. It is the royal path of yoga. 8 limbs. It includes ethical principles, personal observances, breath work, asanas, as well as pratyahara, which is withdrawal of the senses, and then 3 limbs for meditation, starting with 1 pointed attention, absorption, and then finally accumulating in bliss consciousness, samadhi. Now, what you says, another great live. Vanishri says, do you have a mantra? I do. Given to me by Deepak Chopra. Well, a teacher in Deepak Chopra, practicing primordial sound meditation. And I became a teacher of primordial sound meditation in 2020, after 25 years or more of practicing. So if anyone wants to learn primordial sound meditation, I'm happy to teach them. I sort of do it professionally, but I always say that I teach my friends and family for free. If you're here, you are both friend and family. I will teach you absolutely for free. Just reach out. Nat Watcher says, because it has Raja in its name. Yep. Hatha Yoga. Squirrel Sniper says, cup of tea time. Enjoy, my friend. Nat Watcher says, it's not royal yoga, it's king yoga, because Rhea isn't royal. Raja is literally just king. It is called royal yoga, the path of royal yoga, though, because they take king as royalty, and then they shorten it to royal yoga. Let's see. Vanishi says, you have a golden heart. Yogi, I'm working on it. I'm doing my best to... I'm not trying to do any kind of self-improvement. I'm trying to drop things. The more things I drop, the happier I find myself being. The more joyful I find myself. And the more joyful I find myself, it seems the more I have to give. We could take that in a really selfish way if we want to, because that which we give is what we receive. If you want to be joyful, if you want to be happier, give more. Give more in the karma yogic way, meaning you're doing it without expectation of receiving. You're giving for the sake of giving, but you also get so much back. So you could start for selfish reasons. You just want to feel better, but you won't end up that way. What will end up is you feel better, you give more. You give more, you feel better. It's a perfect circle. Ministry says, that's awesome. Squirrel Sniper says, there is a group here that do psychedelic breathing. Have you ever heard of a thing? I have heard of it. I have not participated with it. I have friends who have holotropic breathing. And it's a valuable practice. It was actually started from people who worked with Timothy Leary and Richard Alpert, who later became Ram Dass, because their research was getting shut down, unfortunately. Rishi says, Abhi Batsu Yogi, Siva. Yeah, which is the same as Siva, right? SCVA. Selfless service. That what you says, people don't have happiness because life is built on negativity. Interesting. Definitely want to talk about that sometime. We could say that people don't have happiness because they're not perceiving happiness. They're projecting their fear into the world, which is the world that we get. So in Course in Miracles, it says, don't seek to change the world. Seek to change how you perceive the world. Always go within. To try to change the world, one person, that's a big task. Big, big task. And you're not going to be able to do it. You'll end up defeated and beaten. However, if you seek to change how you perceive the world itself begins to change. Manishi says, Siva, yes. Sniper says, techniques that are practiced as part of a personal growth as well as therapeutic exercises for those looking to heal from negativity and trauma. Thank you. Well, Siva, S-I-V-A, is different than Seva, which is selfless service. Siva would be, if I'm not mistaken about this, Siva would be the same lines as Shiva. Rishi says, be the change you want to see. Absolutely. And we can all do it, every single one of us. I talked about this the other day, and this will be the last thing, and then I'm going to say goodbye for the afternoon, is people always say, why would an all-loving God create a world that allows for starving children, that would allow for people to be homeless, that would allow for people to suffer? And the answer is, God did not create a world that allowed starving children, that allowed for homeless people, that allowed for suffering. We did. We did. And we're letting God down by not fixing that, because we can. But we find it perfectly acceptable that there's kids who are starving, that there's people who are homeless. It doesn't have to be. When we change how we perceive the world, we look and we say, this is unacceptable. One person at a time. Shiva and Siva is the name, the Lord Shiva, yes. Thank you. Sniper says his best friend at boarding school was, man, not even going to attempt that one. Siva for short. It would be Siva for short. That is true. Ranishi says, Ranishi says, yes, that breaks my heart. But when we make our own individual changes, by changing how we perceive the world, it spreads. And then we have the collective awakening. But until we do, there's only so much one person can do. But it takes each and every one of us to awaken. And awakening isn't that hard. Remember, I didn't say being awakened, but awakening isn't that hard. And as a friend of mine, the author Robert Saltzman says, awakening never ends. Nightwatcher says, try to pronounce my name. I will not try to pronounce your name. You will always be Nightwatcher to me. Munishi says, there's so much one person can do. But even knowing that, the burden still falls on us to make the attempt to awaken. And most people don't make that attempt. But we can. I can. Vinishri can, Squirrel Sniper can, and I know Nightwatcher can, and I know for a fact Squirrel Sniper already is. Vinishri through. Vinishri as well, too, is what I was trying to say. Everyone can just call me Swayan So. 1 to 5. How did I do? Give you my score, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Swayan. I might have gotten it. That might have gotten me a 4. 0. Hey, we're only doing 1 to 5, man. It didn't say 0 to 10. 1 to 5. Why are you saying it like a baby? Swayan. That's what I said. Vinishri says that she is Tamal, and she is laughing. Squirrel Sniper says, sounded like 5-5 to me. That's perspective thought. Thank you, Squirrel Sniper. I should be graded on my effort, not my pronunciation. Tamal speaking. It's not Ra. You see, if I heard you say it, it would be different. But trying to sound it out from what you're writing, this is why our friend Timo sent me a video. He emailed me a video that he made on YouTube on how to pronounce his name. So, Nightwatcher, if you want me to pronounce your name correctly, You got to send me a video. You got to make one on YouTube. Send it to me. I wanted to make Renishri a mod. Renishi said this a South Indian language. I believe that that's what Ramana Maharshi spoke, but I could be mistaken with that. I gotta end the live. I got few phone calls I gotta make. Send it to my AOL address that you love to make fun of. It's a good thing these guys are my friends. Let's see. Ministry says, I'm not sure if he was Tamal. I got a bra from Nightwatcher. I'm going to have to look that up. There's several collections of recorded talks in which Sri Ramana Maharshi used Tamal. Am I saying that right? Toyuga and Malayalam. So he did speak Tamal, but I don't think that was his original. Let's see what his original. So yeah, basically they're saying he spoke several languages, but I don't know what his original language was. Manishi says, take care, Yogi. Lots of love to you, my friend. Night Watcher. I told Ash that she's in charge of Discord. Let's see. Malayalam. See, Night Watcher, how easy it is when you teach someone without making fun of them. There's a lesson to be learned. Nope, that was Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was the Beetle to the Guru. Ramana Maharishi he passed away, I think, in 1951. Highly self-realized guru, whose message was self-inquiry, asking Jnana Yoga, who am I? Although he did prescribe mantra yoga, but a lot of it was going within, self-inquiry. Laradox says, hi. Hey, Laradox, just getting ready to say goodbye. Actually saying goodbye at this moment. I apologize. I would stay and hang out, but I got a few things to do. Laradox says, back from school early today. Well, enjoy your time. Means you got some free time. Shoot some basketball. Yep, we're calling it a day anyway, Laradox. Thanks. Another great live from our friend Night Watcher. So, with that, I got to go. There you go. Another great live. Thank you, Eric. Hey, Ash, thanks for coming in and saying goodbye. Much appreciated. Remember, Ash is in charge of the Discord. Ash is the boss. Finishi says, yes, yoga of knowledge. And by Yogi, another good live. Thank you. Don't forget the thumbs up, guys. Take care. I will see everyone later.